We'll be going straight into the second map, which will be on Shattered Temple. And I just feel that that first game, that kind of map favors Zerg slightly compared to the Protoss. And there was so close in winning that game, unfortunately. Hasuobs so composed.
Yeah. He needs to remember, Hasuobs is one of those Protoss players that loves to bring out Dark Templar at the worst possible moment, and he doesn't use them for harassment. He uses them as part of his battle force. They're extremely effective. Delphi needs to bring detection all the time. He needs to be careful with his positioning as well, because I can tell you for a fact, Hasuobs will try and snipe off those Overseers immediately.
Just getting the players into the game now. And Shadow Temple, it's going to be quite hard for Delphi, I feel, on this map.
Yep.
It's just very, very difficult, especially with the Void Ray and Colossus combination. Very, very strong on this map.
Very, very dangerous. They call it the death ball, folks. You've got a bunch of gateway units. You throw in some Void Rays as well. You get some Colossi in the mix. Void Rays tear Corruptors apart. That's the worst thing about them. They're difficult to bring down because obviously your Hydralisk can't get close enough in order to make that happen. It's a very, very powerful combination. Kind of thing. You might want to throw some Infestors in there to deal with it. And actually, I'm kind of surprised to not see any Infestor play there from Delphi, bearing in mind that we saw no Templar the entire game.
Yeah, we didn't. And players just Delphi just questioning the sound from the PA, saying that he could hear a few things which kind of put him off his game. And he's just talking at the moment, thinking about his decisions, as you can see on stream. I think he's going to be a little bit upset knowing that he was so close to beating Hasuobs in that game, but you can see now he's composed himself, is ready to get into the game.
Yep.
I'm right, I'm ready, you're ready, it's good to go.
I think we're all ready for a little bit more Zerg versus Protoss entertainment, folks. We'll be going into the loading screen in a couple of seconds, and here we go. Hasuobs versus Delphi, and I bring you Hasuobs in the yellow trunks. He is playing Protoss right here on the Shattered Temple versus his opponent Delphi. In the red trunks, he is playing Zerg.
And as I just mentioned before about how we have to be super careful with information that we do say, just in case, take any precautions. So we don't really want to, you know, say where both players have spawned on the map and give away key information like that. We can just say that Delphi has been very unlucky with spawning positions as of recently. And has got a little bit luckier in this one.
Yep, if he was playing in the coin toss tournament, I have a feeling he wouldn't exactly be on Soke's level when it comes to winning every coin toss in the world. People are saying that actually Protoss are even in balance when it comes to coin toss.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, although I believe Bishu was playing Protoss as well, though, wasn't he? So I don't think that's entirely true. But there you go, and you know, the DreamHack tournament was organised entirely because of Bishu. To give him another shot, they were feeling a little bit bad about the fact that Bishu was eliminated by a coin toss. I do not really blame them for that, and this is very intriguing. Very intriguing indeed.
That's actually so funny about that tournament, because not only did Bishu get knocked out in the DreamHack tournament, Soke was actually in the coin toss. And Soke then got to the finals of the online tournament and then beat him again. I found that extremely ironic.
That is unfortunate, is it not? Very, very unfortunate indeed. And yes, I see it, folks. I do see it right now. Delphi keeping an eye on things. Hasuobs looking for that. Tries to delay his opponent, and he's about to see exactly why. Heading in there, but actually he did not scout that.
Oh, I can't believe that.
That is
so
very unfortunate. Hasuobs did not scout that one at all, and Delphi looking for a little bit of hot action right here, and Hasuobs is about to find out what it is. There you go, folks. That is the infamous 7-pool attack coming in right here. And honestly, what the hell is going to happen here? Hasuobs is going to have to wall off immediately to actually deal with this.
Yeah, he's got to build a pylon or something here and then just wait, or actually say it builds a second gateway. And the thing is, I don't think the Forge is going to finish in time. Because it's so short distances here, and Hasuobs found out too late, basically.
Yeah, he didn't scout.
And, he's going to be very hard to defend this.
That's problematic right now. Delphi looks for, and he not going in, just attack. For God's sake, attack. That's what all you can do right now. Start applying some pressure. And he's trying to chrono boost out a Zealot, and actually I think this attack's actually going to fail right now as a direct result of this. He's pulling everything off the line, focusing fire on the gateway. I would have personally focused on the Forge, just because it's a weaker building, but nonetheless, trying to do as much damage as he can. He has the Zealot in place. He needs to now bring the gateway down, because that's the shields that have gone. He's looking at 50% HP right here. Just get in there, stick the boot in, and actually do some damage. That's all he really can do right now. Needs to bring that down. If he's able to bring the gateway down, he might be able to pull this off. It's on red HP, under 100%. Looking at it, 80, 70, 50 right now, but here comes the surround. Can he bring it? He got 20. He can't do it. Oh no, oh no. And, that moment's hesitation. That moment's hesitation. 2 more seconds would have been all he'd have needed.
You see, like, you know when he first came up that ramp, and then he actually tried to click inside the base, and the units went all the way down the ramp again, and then had to come back up.
Yeah.
What's that, 3 seconds? 3 seconds more, you could have been in the base.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for that, what can you do? I mean, he's completely out of it now. We're looking at 13 drones to 19, trying to get down this hatchery. And it's not looking too good for Delphi from here at all. No,
it really, really isn't. It's a shame he didn't attack move, honestly, because he would have been able to save that time. And if he'd had more precise control, perhaps, he would have been okay. Unfortunately, he was not. So there you go. The 7-pull attack actually fails. It could have succeeded. It really could have. If he'd maybe focused on the Forge, he could have broken through. Even if he'd focused on the gateway just a little bit early, it's not good. It really, really isn't looking good for Delphi one little bit right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying his best to come back into this game. And I think Hasuobs can just completely play standard from here. He knows how far ahead he is, and we'll have to see how he does play from here. At the same time, just power droning from Delphi. Going to get out a couple of links so we can scout and see what's going on. And then we do see this happening down here. Don't really mention too many things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the extractor has been put down for Delphi now, and we want to try to transfer jet drones down to this hatchery to try and crawl back in the economy lead here.
Yeah, his economy is looking a little bit messy right now, as it tends to every time, but he is getting back into the game. He's not looking too bad right now. 20 drones now, so he is getting things rolling. It's not too bad.
Yeah, and we're going to have to see how this goes for him. I don't think it's looking too good because he spent so much time trying to replenish his economy. I don't know, he just doesn't have any units out, and the later this comes out, Hasuobs is just going to have a great force, and it's going to be very difficult to deal with, especially now this is now finished. We'll have to see what he does decide to build from here.
Absolutely, and if you don't understand German, I believe you're saying something about the sound, as I recall correctly?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is what Delphi actually said. Hasuobs actually said, "Why did you 7-pull me?" And like, not that it's kind of a mana thing. It's like it's kind of a bad strategy to do. And he said, "Because I can kind of hear what's going on in the PA system." So kind of detrimental to his game. But we'll have to see how that comes from here. And now we are moving out with a few zealots in the middle of the map. Overlord is going to come here and scout what's going on by Hasuobs with this Overlord here.
Yeah, absolutely. Having a look around, seeing what he can see. You get a good vector in there. He's able to spot pretty much everything. A Void Ray already leaving that. He just sees it leaving right now. The question is, how's he going to respond to it? He does have a Spine Crawler coming in. No Evolution Chamber. He's going to have to rely pretty much on Queens to deal with this. He's actually not responding to it at all right now, which is something I'm very concerned about for him.
Yeah, a lot of units are streaming down now. Does he have a probe moving out too? He doesn't really have a probe, so he can't reinforce directly. So he's only reinforcing from his base. But this Void Ray here is going to be able to do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, if he's able to bring the Queen down, that will be it, because there is nothing else. He's only just started another Queen, looking for another 30 seconds minimum. He could tear that Spine Crawler apart very easily. Queen moves in, not enough firepower to deal with this just yet. Here comes the focus, it's fully charged. A lot of damage raining down right now on the Queen. Shields down on the Void Ray. However, we'll have to see if he can actually hold this. The force field placed to prevent the second Queen, although Hasuobs actually goes in right there. He might even end up losing the Void Ray if he's not careful. Here comes the focus. He is off the line only just. He can get away. He's got 16 HP remaining on that one. Now focusing on that, the Queen will bring it down. However, there we go. We've got Zerglings around a second Void Ray in the mix now.
And it looks like Delphi does defend against this. Not looking so good for Hasuobs. We do see him expand behind this at the same time with this Void Ray doing a little bit of damage, but not really, you know,
it's not critical.
That much.
Yeah,
no,
it's not
really
critical.
Its cost.
Yeah, he takes a few queens out, which is not too bad at all. However, this queen will drive him away by the looks of it. He can't really focus on anything right now. Delphi is not having any of that nonsense, and in the meantime, we have a counter-attack right here. Delphi swarms in. He's got the numbers to actually do some real damage right here. Forces a cancel, takes the pylon out. He won't be able to ram his way through that ramp, unfortunately, but he will try. Bear in mind that gateway's already heavily damaged. The shields are back up on it. Oh, force field blocks in a few right there. That's a little bit unpleasant. Delphi is back in the game, though.
Yeah, definitely back in the game. We look at the economy, 35 to 29, no Nexus. Well, it's forced to cancel.
Yep.
He's going to have to try and replace that, put that down again. We actually do see a forge being made also. But looking pretty good for Delphi. He can even go and expand from here, get a third, as his opponent's obviously going to be putting down that Nexus. He needs to get that second Nexus down.
Yep, I'm actually feeling it for Delphi right now. I really am. He's got his income count right up. You can very see it on the comparison right there. It's looking very, very good indeed. Look at the worker supply count. It's absolutely fantastic for him right there. We've got good defenses coming down. Spine crawlers. There's no way he's going to be able to break that anytime soon. No Nexus coming down for Hasuobs at all. He's just not able to do it. He doesn't have the money for it. More Void Rays on the way. However, Lair Tech is now complete, and Delphi is probably feeling pretty good about this right now. He does have 2 queens.
Yeah, and he's gonna go to. He's got the Spire out, sorry.
Yep.
And he's going to probably go to Mutalist. It's probably a pretty good thing, especially against these Void Rays.
I'd be concerned, however. There are 3 Void Rays coming in right now. Spore Crawler does have range. He takes down 1 Spine Crawler. He'll be forced to get away from there. They got nice. I mean, bear in mind, Spore Crawlers do a lot of damage.
Yes, they do indeed, and these Void Rays are being pushed out. Might be able to snipe an Overlord, but I don't think they can really... Actually, he's going straight for the Queen here. I'm not sure if this is a good engagement.
No, I don't think so. He's got 3 Queens up. He even has the energy for a Transfuse if he's able to do that properly. Now into the mineral line, and he's going to be able to catch those Void Rays out of position. All the shields down. He could take 1. He looks for it. 4 Void Rays. Oh, 1 taken out right there. Very nice play there by Delphi. He's got 4 Queens, and there's no way Void Rays can get in there. Too much damage coming from the ground.
And Hasuobs has no idea what is going on in Delphi's base. Hasn't really scouted, and as we can see, this production facility has just finished, and we'll have to see what he does. And you can see in the production tab what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. We don't really want to say too much, just in case of the players, and we will sort out that after this game for sure. But it's looking pretty good for Delphi. I think with these units that are coming out, he's going to be able to do quite well.
Should be pretty good, honestly. Yeah, absolutely. There's no question about that. I'm very, very happy with what Delphi's doing right now. He comes back. He's playing tenaciously. He does have the lead. His opponent's only just got next. Wow, the minimal comparison is massively in favor of Delphi right now. It's looking very, very good. And we'll have to see just exactly what he can do. And I am looking forward to what's about to happen. As there we go. Hazu into the base. And oh no, not what you want at all. In come the Mutalists. We've got Queen Firepower coming from the ground as well, and those Void Rays will not be able to catch up. And I am not looking at Hazu's base and seeing an awful lot of anti-air right now. That's 1 Stalker, 2 and 3 warping in. Not enough to deal with that many Mutalists. If he's able to flank around, if he's able to do the focus damage, he doesn't want to take fire from that photon cannon. Needs to get in the line, needs to start doing heavy economic damage. Snipe off those Stalkers if you get the chance. Phoenix now in the air as well, trying to catch him off guard. That Stargate really proving to be problematic right now for Delphi. Tries to do some damage, is actually driven away right here.
And in the production tab, we are seeing as tech switch. Excuse me, we do see a tech switch, but these Mutalists, I don't really think they're doing too much.
Charging in the line, takes 1 Sentry, taking a lot of damage to take a 1 Sentry, takes a Phoenix out as well, but I'm not happy about that at all. A second warp in, and Delphi's going to have to get away from that. There were areas at the back of the natural expansion he probably could have attacked there, and I understand why he went for the main base, but continuing that attack with warp ins coming underneath, possibly not the best idea.
He did get a lot of probe kills, though. We're down to 33 versus 54 in the probe drone count, and we even a tech switch over here, also another one. And the Mutalists didn't really do that much. They did slow down the economy, which is going to give Delphi a huge lead in that. But the army count hasn't really changed too much for Hasuobs. And this third base has been put up now here too.
Yeah, it's looking all right. I mean, he managed to grab 4 probe kills there. He took a Sentry, he took a Phoenix. Don't know if that was really worth the cost. We've now got Phoenixes on the field looking to do some damage, and they should be able to do that. However, as you said before, this tech switch is going to prove to be very interesting. Delphi has a lot of options right now. If he can continue piling on the pressure onto Hasuobs, then Hasuobs may fold. I'm concerned that Delphi will get a little bit too passive or will get a bit too impetuous. He'll attack at the wrong time, he'll throw units away, and I'm hoping that he won't do that.
Well, he's got a lot of drones out now. Had like 12 and still another 5 in production, 66 drones with another 5, 71 drones in total. And I don't think we should be seeing too many more from him. should be completely units now, and he will be able to power up to the 200 very, very fast with this kind of economy backing him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing what this engagement is going to look like right here. 4 Phoenixes now on the field. However, there's a lot of air defense to try and deal with it. They're not going to be able to deal with the Mutalisks, though. The Mutalisks will not be able to deal with them, I have to say. That's the problem. Those things will tear through Mutalisks very quickly. You see it right there. Phoenixes don't even take a loss. Highly maneuverable, a lot of damage, a lot of range right there. And Delphi's still looking pretty good, but he's got to get a critical mass. He's got to get a force prepared. His army count is not looking as good as I would expect at this stage of the game with this kind of economy.
Yeah, definitely. 140 food versus 103 now. Phoenix is trying to come around, picking off a few Mutalisks here and there, but not really getting that much damage done. But they do get key scouting information of the unit composition. At the same time, we even have an Overlord down here by Delphi blocking the expansion of Hasuobs. Very smart play.
Well, that will only last a few more seconds because those Phoenixes are making a beeline for it. And I have to wonder, actually, Delphi, I think, is going to use this as cover for an advance, perhaps. And he's able to do that as the Phoenixes are not sniping anybody else. They're not grabbing anybody. There we go. Overlord driven away. That creep is going to stick around for a little bit of time. Delphi actually supply blocked right now, which is not a good situation, really. Needs to get that and pumps out yet more Overlords to make sure that happens. And a grab right there. Tries to bring down some Phoenixes. He's not able to get the focus fire on it.
Doesn't, and these rocks are going to go down. Now Hasuobs knows what's going on. Sentry's been warped in to try and help with force fields, but there are a lot of Hydras here. And we don't even have any Colossus on the field. Only one halfway done.
Yep, this could be a push. This could be the push that Delphi actually needs. He continues to wait. Does he have the unit count? It's looking like he's not going to do it, I'm afraid. He's not going for it. Oh, he turns around, tries to snipe for Phoenix. Doesn't get it, though. Loses a Hydra in the process. A little bit unfortunate, and once again, a little bit indecisive there.
Yeah, and he has to come back and decide to go a little bit forward again, reinforcing with units, but he doesn't really have the creep spread, and these Hydras so slow off creep. If this attack doesn't work out for him, and Hasuobs launches a counter-attack, these Hydras will be in a lot of trouble, and these Phoenixes have found this hidden expansion, and Queen says bye-bye. Yeah,
well, one Queen down is not the worst thing in the world. He does have the Spore Crawler to make sure they can't go anywhere near. The Mineral Lion Spore Crawlers have a tendency to tear through Phoenixes. Not the toughest units in the world. He takes a Phoenix. Nice grab there by Delphi. I still feel that Delphi needs to work on his creep spread a little bit, because if he actually had the spread all the way to that expansion, he'd maybe have been able to take out a couple more Phoenixes because of the speed upgrade.
Yeah, would have been able to help that army a lot. And now we do have the wall off from Hasuobs on his third base. Very smart play. And it will be able to float. He's actually a lot of Stalkers out of position here. Got to be super careful. Overlord's coming in, nothing inside them, though, which is fortunate for Hasuobs, as he was completely out of position.
Well, that means all his Overlords are going to die right now, because the Phoenixes are already ready, although he is able to get some scouting information. He does actually see some key technology. He's able to spot the Colossus Den, as I like to call it.
And we do have a lot of Corruptors now compared to the previous game. We're looking at 10 here, and that's the kind of the right amount. We look at unit canning station, and there's only 2 Colossus out, so that's a very good amount of numbers. But a Zealot counterattack over here to this third base.
Yep. Oh, there we go. One Spine Crawler gone down. He takes the second Zealot. That will be annihilated. The Corruptors moving. Not that really a lot can be done there. I don't think a huge amount of damage is going to be done by these Zealots. Honestly, they're actually being drawn out of position right now. They are not going into the mineral line. So what he's going to end up doing, however, is he's catching him between a rock and a hard place. It's a flanking maneuver. In comes the Colossi. Great force field placement. Everything inside was drilled. It was absolutely wiped out right now. Needs to bring those Colossi down. He can do it. He's got the Corruptor count for it. He did lose a significant amount of his force. Army supply, though, still heavily, and I do mean heavily, in favor of Delphi.
23 roaches in production. He's just got the economy to back it up. He has a great economy now and has done for a long time. Has banked up a lot of money while being maxed out at 200 supply, and is looking in great shape at the moment.
Yeah, the thing is, can he capitalize on it? He's had a great economy, plenty of games against Hasuobs, and he's just not been able to finish the job, and that's problematic. He needs to get his timing right. He needs to get his force composition right. And right now, he is moving in once again, looking to do some more damage, maybe push his way into the natural expansion. His unit count it's still not looking amazing, but it might be enough to break it, especially with the upgrades that he's got in. So here we go. One photon cannon down, brought down the second right here. Void Rays, they might not be... Oh, wow, that ripped out the sky right there by the Corruptors. So many Corruptors available to deal with that right now. No Colossus Colossi. Roger's pushed their way in. One pylon taken down. Looking for the second. This is looking dangerous right now for Hasuobs. Very good indeed. Delphi continues with the pressure right here. Looks to do yet more damage to the mineral line. Can he bring the Nexus down? Looking for it. And even pushes on the third expansion of Hasuobs right now. And you know what? He might even be able to do that. Reinforcements streaming in right now. Needs to do damage. Needs to focus on something and do some damage. He's spreading his damage all over the place. There we go. Looks to focus on the Nexus. He can bring this down. I have to imagine he can. Shield's already down right now. Corruptus engaging the Phoenixes. Phoenixes don't stand a damn chance. Torn apart once again. Delphi distracted. Needs to bring that Nexus down right now. And then at least he can say he's done some heavy economic damage. Still, he doesn't kill it. There we go. Final salvo goes in. Brings it down. Good stuff right there by Delphi.
And this is the kind of push he needed the previous game, and it's a little bit stronger than the last game, and it looks like Hasuobs in a world of trouble, and Delphi expanding again and again, has such a great economy, consistently maxing out, replenishing every unit that goes down, and we do have an armor and attack grid about to finish, the 2-2 for the Stalkers, which will help out, but a little bit too late, I feel.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. Delphi needs to capitalize now. He needs to bring his units in now. He needs to do the damage. He needs to get the composition right. This is what he needs to do. He needs to get in there. He needs to stick the boot in. Delphi needs to go in there and actually do some damage, bring his superior unit count to bear on his opponent. It's unfortunate those Corruptors can't really do a huge amount right now. And of course, his opponent is not building Colossi, not building any air units. Delphi's going to have to retreat, which is really, really unfortunate.
Yeah, I think and I feel that the damage has been done. Just so many probes and the Nexus has gone down. Also, unit count takes 80 drones to 56 probes. And now this economy is so far ahead, so many resources banked up. 2,800 gas can reinforce very nicely. 2-2 upgrades for both players though, which is in favor of Hasuobs. Because there's just so many abilities from the Protoss army also, but I just don't think he has the key amount of units. There just isn't that solid core. Yeah,
his economy can't support it, honestly. Hasuobs rolls out. Delphi needs to get his full force here. He needs to make sure his forces don't get caught out of position. There's the force fields that weren't as bad as they could have been. Delphi runs into that. Wow, runs into that and loses so many roaches in the process. That was totally unnecessary.
And now we have the tech switch back into Hydras. 25 Hydras just been purchased here, and that's going to be extremely good against this army composition. Exactly what he needed to do, especially with all these leftovers Corruptors. There is no way in the world that Hasuobs can even think about going back to Colossi.
Not going to help.
So this is a great thing to do. Just go complete Hydras, and you should be able to take this game down quite easily.
Yeah, the great thing is he also took out the Twilight Council, which means no DTs yet, and no High Templar. And this is the time. He has to do it. He's got the force this time. Look at this. It's monstrous. I would not want to be anywhere near that. The army supply is so heavily in favor. This is the time. He must go in right now. He must apply this pressure right now, and he has to deal the death blow immediately before those Dark Templar come in. Notice Delphi not making the same mistake twice. He's got 2 Overlords in the mix, 2 Overseers, in fact, so he's going to be able to spot anything. Force fields block it off, but again, Delphi needs to kill something. He needs to get in there. He needs to do that damage, break his way through that third base. Just anything. Just don't hang around. Do not let Hasuobs get the upper hand again.
And here he does move in now, and a lot of Hydras, even the Greater Spire in production, and that's going to be really nice transition from the amount of Corruptors that are here. Hasuobs, 2-2 upgrades, not looking to get the 3-3. More Immortals being brought in to kind of help with the amount of roaches here, as well as Blink being researched. But I just feel that he still doesn't quite have the numbers. 140 food versus 195, and another base by Delphi taken out. And this is the Delphi that everybody has been waiting to see.
Yeah,
we are really seeing a lot of strength in this game.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna see a lot of strength because you just saw what finish. Oh my, oh my. That is brutal. The question is, can he now finally deliver the death blow? If he's able to bring this to bear on his opponent, I don't think Hasuobs can deal with that.
No, I don't think so. He's going to try and take a gold, so his resources are going to be, spent trying to get this this Nexus up here. And I think when these Broodlords are finished, he will just send them down, and we could be looking at the end of this story because Hasuobs 140, 150, just so slow, doesn't have the economy.
He cannot fight this. He just cannot do it. That is an army for the ages. That is the kind of thing. It's a nightmare, both in the air and on the ground. You do not want to be anywhere near something like that. 29 Hydralisks in the mix, 12 Roaches. He's got a few Zerglings in there for good measure. He's got Corruptors, he's got Broodlords, he's brought the kitchen sink to this goddamn encounter, and you know exactly what's going to happen here. Once again, Delphi just needs to wait, get the Broodlords in play, don't get them caught out of position, and then go for it. All in. There we go. Throws it in here. Hasuobs is going to fold so fast here. It's not even funny. So many Broodlings. So many. Hasuobs melting right there under the superior firepower of Delphi. He cannot hold this line. It's not going to happen. Absolutely not. Delphi doesn't even care that he's lost a few Broodlords. I don't blame him either. He's got the firepower he needs. The army supply. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Delphi takes the second game, and finally we see that economic play really come to the fore, and he's able to bring it against Hasuobs.
Hasuobs not looking too happy on stage. 7 pool to hero in that game.